I'm Genevieve Bargello.
And I'm Eileen Wurst.
And this is CFB News. In relatively breaking news today, it has finally been revealed what the thing in the woods of which we do not speak is. Now, of course, we are allowed to speak about the thing in the woods, which is why we're able to broadcast to you about this today. After a search party was conducted to go and find the missing Sheldon Cooper / Jim Parsons animatronic, he was found at the Faxville Repertory Playhouse by amateur Hardy Boy sleuths Cole Papageno and Dale Iron Alexander. As they found him onto the scene, it was quickly discovered that this must have been the thing in the woods. Now, it is not, as many people believed, a large stump about 40 feet west, but it was in fact the Faxville Repertory Players. This has to do with a long and complicated history between the warring towns of Clatfartburg and Faxville, and the rift did begin due to Alan Alda. We'll be diving into that more later in a 30-minute expose on Tuesday night. Now, I want to transfer to Eileen Wurst, who was at the scene when the Faxville Repertory Playhouse was discovered. Eileen?
Do you hear the people sing? Or do you hear the robots marching? That is what we found within the thing in the woods, aka this Faxville Repertory Playhouse. We were part of the search crew going through the woods trying to find this thing, and including that thing, the other thing, Jim Parsons, the animatronic. I was able to break into the playhouse using bobby pins and my skills learned in the Trout Scouts. What I discovered inside was terrifying. I was thrown into clothes and told to play dead, and thank goodness for my childhood obsession with possums that prepared me for this role. I was part of their rendition of Les Miserables, a take on Les Miserables, but talking about AI. I do believe some things are best left unknown. But looking inside the theater, it did look nice, normal. Even though it did have a bit of a sinister presence, I think we may be safe. Now, there is discussions of Faxville and Clatfartburg getting together to discuss making another road from the backside, cutting through the woods to connect the two to the playhouse, but that seems to be pretty contentious. I was able to get a quick soundbite from the mayor, Victoria Torrey Cobbleton, as she was in the front row, staring at me, I'm pretty sure. I was next to a clock that was very comfortable, and we locked eyes at one moment. Me with Tori,
with
not
the
clock.
All right.
Yeah, well, I did look at the clock as well. Beautiful hands.
One would assume.
Indeed. All I was able to get from Tori was, my God, I can't believe it. And then she started to cry in a most unsettling way. Jim Parsons' animatronic was safely taken back to the Clatfartburg Library, and Barnacle Crispin evacuated the scene quite quickly. So he is still on the lam. And we also still don't fully know what he looks like, for he was in a lot of stage makeup. But those abs, you can't miss them anywhere.
While we may not know exactly what he looks like, you can see his headshot from the playbill on screen currently, and he goes by the legal name of Todd Bingleby. So keep your eyes peeled. He will really only be hit with a small fine for filling up the pool after Labor Day. I did want to mention first, Eileen, your voice sounds a little different. It seems like maybe I have an imitator or a copycat or something. What's going on over there?
Oh my goodness. Well, I am so glad that you noticed. It turns out that our station director hasn't understood a single thing I have said the entire tenure of my job there. He did describe my voice as a silly little gnome missing some teeth because he ate too many cookies and is on meth. So what I did with my connection to the Faxville Repertory Theater is that we got in contact with a vocal artist who is teaching me the art of talking differently, professionally, and closer to newscasty, as they said. Now, they did say, Genevieve, that I could try to talk like you, and I said, I don't think so. I'm good.
All right, well, it's better late than never. I'm impressed it took this long. Well, this has been CFB News. Have a great day, everyone.
CFB News. I can't train that out, apparently.
Choo-choo! Choo-choo, everybody.
Clang, clang.
Get on the party bus. It's time for the Clatfartburg Public Transport public transport episode. Because
Woo!
look, any good town has good public transportation, and Clatfartburg has fucking got it.
Mm-hmm.
We've fucking got it. I don't know what system it's going to have, but it's going to have more than one.
Oh,
and
you
we're
bet.
going to figure it out today.
This is now entering Clatfartburg, a comedy world-building podcast where we expand on the fictional town of Clatfartburg. I'm Elaine.
You know that's right. I'm Felicia.
And yeah, the wheels on the party bus go round and round, and we're going to bring it home or to work or wherever you need to go.
We're getting you around.
Transportation. Felicia and I are both very passionate about public transportation.
Yes.
As
everyone
gathered.
should be.
As everyone fucking should be. Driving is so stupid. Like, it's nice in some points, but like, goddamn, can we have something other than like? I would like more trains that are reliable. This is my beef.
Of course,
a train. Do. Get people off the fucking roads. They don't know what they're doing. Especially after COVID, everyone forgot how to drive and they never learned.
True.
Again.
I see. I've only driven post COVID, so I'm living in like
you're living in the post-apocalyptic world of driving.
Days. Yeah.
Well, you just see people in Europe and they're just a little happy.
Just a little.
They're a little happy, you know. It just depends, but you know, I just feel like it would, you know, it's a little more environmentally friendly because we don't have all these fucking cars on the road, and then I don't know, you're not getting fucked over by Chevy. I don't know why I called out Chevy specifically. Right. I know nothing about that. I know nothing about cars really. So I guess let's just dive in. We can talk about I feel like downtown will have its own specific little transportation, and then we can talk about like the outer parts. Like we could start in, work our way out kind of thing, or just like see where the wind takes us at that point.
I have one potential option.
Okay, yeah.
I've just written down a few different types of public transport. Mm-hmm. And I want to get your yes or no takes on whether or not you think one is in there. And I think this could be a good way to start.
Yeah.
Train. Obviously, yes. There has to be a train that at least connects to the town.
Well, it's on our cover art, so therefore it's canon.
Of course. There is a cover art on the canon. It goes right into the big hill past the giant parrot.
Oh, the parrot, yeah.
I don't know what it goes past. It goes past some other stuff.
There's some kind of like serpent thing.
Is it even visible on the non-extended cover art?
That's true. You might have to go to the wide version.
Yeah, you might have to go to clatfartburg.com for that. Let's see. What did we put in canon here? I don't think you can see this fucking train. You cannot see the train.
You can't see the train, but you can see the serpent.
You can't see the serpent. So the train is near the serpent. For everybody's record, you can go to clatfartburg.com if you want to see the extended version of that masterpiece. I really made this giant
the world's worst
cover
call to action.
Literally, just go look to see the train near the serpent, guys.
It looks really good. Felicia spent a really long time on this beautiful piece of art.
I spent a really fucking long time on it.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Did you guys know you've only seen half the cover art?
I don't even know the other half. You're missing half the canon.
Okay. How do we feel about a ferry?
Yes.
Okay. Buses.
No.
See, I'm on the yes side for this because I've had some ideas about buses.
Okay, on it, can I just say what I really want?
Yes.
There has to be a trolley.
Oh, yes. No. I know there's
I'm demanding a trolley. Okay, then buses can exist. I didn't know if it was...
trolley as trolley.
Trolley.
Okay,
How do we feel
about
cool.
a sky tram? Because I feel like this will be a little overkill, but like a floating gondola seems crazy, you know?
How about there's talk about making a sky tram? There's talk about it. We're trying to gauge how people think about it. You know, is it necessary?
I don't think it is big enough to have like an underground subway system. We're not that large.
I don't think so.
So we have a train, a ferry, buses, and a trolley.
Fuck yeah.
So if we're going out and in, if we're going to make from largest to smallest, I think train goes the biggest distance. That's like connecting to Faxville and whatever the large metropolitan city of the region is, which we will never establish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Well, it stops by the airport.
Yeah. Then I think next in, I guess the ferry is so specific that I feel like it's its own thing. I guess next in would be buses. I'm thinking a bus would take you from downtown to the New Smythe Distillery. You know what I mean? But that's not going to be covered by a trolley. Yeah.
Well, I think it'll do that.
Oh my God, this means we get to make a transportation center, bitch. Ooh. Because where are all these transfers going to happen?
Ooh, we get to break down the station. That's exciting. Yeah, I like the bus going to New Smythe. Obviously, it'll like go to the suburbs. area. I have a dog staring at me, whining at me. If you hear any wild things in the background, did you have like a design in mind for these buses? What was your vision?
I was thinking either they're all themed, or maybe they got a good deal on party buses for the bus fleet.
Ooh, this is good. I like the idea of some of them are party buses, but then they can still be themed.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like Clatfartburg knows it's a touristy town, so I feel like they would do something interesting with their public transport. Like, I think I saw a video recently about how like Japan has trains that are themed about Pokemon. Do you know? Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I've been on one.
Okay, they're
wild. Fun. Yeah,
but yeah, so like stuff like that is what I'm thinking. Like, I do think, of course, the train thing has a big crispy conductor logos all over it. Of course it does. Well, actually, no, the station does. I don't think the train does, because I don't know if the train is operated by Clatfartburg. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
the trolley. The trolley has the crispy conductor stuff.
And I can imagine the buses having like a tiny little one. And I imagine it's Crispy wearing like a little conductor's hat of some sort, and then like a little chauffeur hat or whatever. He's just like, and he's doing a big smile. You know?
Of course he is. He's in a little outfit. I'm picturing him in a little uniform, too.
Yes. Oh, it's so cute. He's like tipping his little fins. Oh.
Conductor Crispy.
Conductor Crispy.
The ferry has Captain Crispy, you know.
And you can collect them all at a Hunch for Lunch.
He's so easy to franchise. No, you can get these on the trading cards at the train station gift shop, because there's absolutely a trading card set for all the different buses, because Disney used to have one like that, and I saw one today when I was cleaning out an old box of shit I need to get rid of.
Blessings.
And I was like, why did you hang on to this like Magic Kingdom bus trading card for 14 years? Like, why did you?
It was all leading up to this moment. It was literally this moment.
So true. I feel like there are themes. I don't know. I don't know if it's a light theme or a heavy theme, but I feel like there has to be some level of theming, mostly because I was like, how are we going to pad out this?
I mean, let's make the seats like a crab. One of them's a crab.
Oh my God.
The little turnstile to get on is like the little claw, you know, and then like, because I imagine there's like an underwater themed, I guess, is the first one I'm thinking of.
So we're talking about an underwater themed bus.
Yes.
So it's like crab benches. Right?
Crab benches.
Horrible underwater carpeting for the floor.
Yeah. Oh my God, carpeting.
The little straps you grab onto on the ceiling. Sorry, that was just a dog who was coming into frame like it's a family bus.
There's a wild coyote.
And camera's frozen, so I'm just seeing a dog look at me with one eye. That'll be on the Wild West bus. Oh my God, wait. I think they also... I think the top ceilings have seaweed, like looking things for those little straps you grab onto. Do you know what I mean? And maybe there's like bubble designs on the windows.
Yeah, I love that. They did like some hanging, little hanging bubble things with string and stuff. I love that. And then I think on the outside,
did they? Yes, you know, say what you're saying.
I think that on the outside, obviously they have like all the decals, so you can still see out the window, but it's like super ridiculously like fun bright blue, and there's like squids and all this shit that's random, and then the little Crispy, and I think that the bus driver should be also in costume based on the themed bus.
Of course
driving.
They are. Yeah,
so I don't know what they could go for.
Maybe they have a standard outfit, but they have like a big patch on the front that says like I'm the
that's less intense, and that's probably for the best.
I want them to wear the same outfit that Crispy wears.
Done. Okay, yeah. Okay, so they have a big patch, and then they're wearing the same little outfit as Crispy, and they also still have the tiny little Crispy logo there as well. So it's beautiful. Oh, I love that.
Cruise with Crispy. Just saying that out there. I think there's a Hunch for Lunch collab bus, like a brand integration.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you have to solve all these puzzles to like sit in your seat. And if you want to get off at a certain stop, you have to send a coded message to the bus driver.
That has to solve a logic puzzle to ring the little bell.
That bus is, you get on the bus and you're like, oh fuck, I'm going to be 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 20 minutes late and 10 miles away from where I need to be.
I think the buses are meant for tourists a little bit more. That's going to be my thing. I don't think the trolleys are this hostile to the average everyday commuter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as we know, Clatfartburg has incredible bike lane infrastructure. So like you really don't need this that bad. You know what I mean?
trying to visualize this too. Are you imagining like public transport, the way that buses have like side seats and stuff? Or are you imagining like a Greyhound bus setup where it's just two straight rows?
I'm picturing
and
public
lines?
transport though. I'm picturing public transport.
Is it double decker? Is there a second floor, or is it single decker?
I think maybe there's one double decker.
One double decker. But I want to hear more about this hunch for lunch combo.
Yeah, so I don't think this is the one. I just want to make a side note. I think the one with lighter theming goes to New Smythe Distillery because that's the one used the most. Maybe there's like a brewery kind of region over there. That's the one used by locals. So they kind of assign the ones used the least. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Not to be like off-putting. It would also be really weird to be on a campy underwater themed bus and then you go to New Smythe, which is a pretty like, well, it depends on which side,
location.
But upper class, again, balls of twine in a vase.
Maybe that's their one that was like their first themed one, and they're like, this one is 80s themed, and it's just like purple. It's like, okay, well, that's not
love that.
Where they're like, this one is themed, and like the other buses will fully have like audio tracks that are like, now on your left, you're seeing the thing. Okay, hunch for lunch bus, because we got really distracted. I don't know how much we had to cut there. Hunch for lunch bus. What do we think the seats are like? Are we thinking maybe two look like bushes? They're bushes that have seats in them. So it's like you're hiding in the bushes. You're sneaking.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe there's one that looks like a book. Like a book that you're sitting in.
Ooh, yeah.
Two look like dining chairs. It's disparate, this place. It's not very good, you know?
No, yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think that every seat has a cup holder. But you do have to, again, solve it. And I think some of them have clues within them. Like, we still have to have, the mystery theme continues. I imagine they have some of the menus available so you can try to start solving it then. Maybe you get a free blacklight. Like, there's some blacklights that are tied to the wall. Don't use it. Don't use that on public transportation. Look, it's clean in Clatfartburg. It's clean, but it's not what you want,
It's not a great idea. Just maybe don't,
You just never do that. It's like, do you know I know some people who enjoy bringing a blacklight to a hotel. I'm like, why would you?
Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
You sick bastard. So
you sick fuck.
I don't know why I'm friends with them. I shouldn't be friends with them. You can't get away with murder around those folks. Okay. Does the bus driver then also just say like weird ominous things?
Well, if we're going by the thing that there's a voiceover soundtrack to all of these buses.
Oh yeah.
Okay, then there's like a
music.
mystery themed tour of like, I don't know what region of Clatfartburg they're in. The Clatfartburg Community College. This is the bus to the community college. That would be awful.
Oh my god.
Maybe it is. They're like, and on your left you will see a place where many a person has put pen to paper and many a devious scheme has been thought out. In fact, many of the students of slipperology often play elaborate pranks on their classmates, and is not a prank but a small mystery.
Also, there's a new special at a hunch for lunch. Cold case brownies. They're a half off. And isn't that a mystery?
Why are they so cheap?
What's in them?
The biggest mystery about a hunch for lunch? How are their prices so cheap?
It's crazy. That'll be our stop 2 stops from now. Grab a menu now. You'll need to start solving it if you want to eat within the next hour.
We won't let you in unless you give us the word spelled out by the first letter of each stop you went to on this bus.
Every single person also, I will be giving you a riddle that you must answer correctly before you get off this bus. As a warm-up. No worries. As a test. Some of them I made up myself.
I think 1 or 2 more bus themes and it'll do it. Wild West theme, I do think we have one. It's not really related to anything in town, but that is a good theme. We're talking little boulders as seats. We're talking cactus seats. We're talking other things
a little
that.
horse. There's like a horse seat.
Absolutely.
So you're sitting on a saddle. Actually, it's like a carousel. You sit on the horse and you hold on to the pole. Wait, that would be so fun and terrifying.
There's about 4 seats like that, because there are also options for people who cannot sit on carousel seats, because I do apparently need to establish that. I like how there's a line where I'm like, it can't be too inhospitable. Yeah, I'm like, whimsical,
definitely.
But the wheelchair, it needs to be wheelchair accessible.
People will still be able to pull up to the saloon.
That's actually the review on Yelp for all of these, is whimsical yet wheelchair accessible.
And they're like, gold star. Yeah. Gold star. They put that on the website. They're like, this is a beautiful review. And that's what we love about it. They also use good tires. They have good tires on these buses. None of that weak shit that pops like it's fucking bubblegum on a 5-year-old's mouth. This is good tires.
This sounds like you have issues with this.
Semi-trucks these days are using cheap-ass fucking tires, and they're popping all the time. If you're driving down the fucking... Again, driving sucks. You're driving down the highway. What do you see? You see ripped tire left and right, and it's because these fucking semi-trucks are getting driven by 18-year-olds with no experience, and they're asked to be doing impossible turnarounds, so of course they're driving like fucking maniacs down the fucking winding mountains, and then pop goes the tire! And we're shocked. They used to have better tires, now they don't, so oopsie poopsie. But
Whoops.
We don't have that issue with these buses. They're bussing. They're perfect.
Very good. Unfortunately, that was a really good bit.
So painful.
I
So
hated
beautiful.
hearing it, but it was really good, and I need to tell you it was good.
Okay, we need one more?
Yeah,
Was
I think
that our
so.
fourth
What do
one?
you think?
Yeah, one more.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Underwater, Cowboy, Hunch for Lunch.
Do you think Outer Space, do you think the Alien Club sponsored one?
Ooh, yeah, I mean, they're rich, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have an Outer Space
Feast
one.
and Hay Richington really put up his fucking money for this.
It glows in the dark. It glows.
That is horrifying.
Okay, the whole thing doesn't glow in the dark. It's like they have the glow in the dark stars. Like it's like
Okay, that's fine.
Disco time at the bowling alley.
That sounds fun. Yeah,
That kind of stuff. Yeah. Sorry,
I
the whole
thought
thing
the
isn't this
outside
terrifying
of the
glowing.
bus glowing in the dark, and I was like, that's a
Ghost.
lot.
They did that, and people had ghost sightings. It increased in a week
People
because they
always
see the
talk
glow
about
bus.
the headlights are too bright on modern cars. Well, they haven't seen a fully glow in the dark car, which actually I think would solve the problem.
Wee woo! Here comes the glow bus. Boop boop beep boop.
It
So
would
it's
solve
not
the
a
problem
glow bus.
because headlights, fuck driving. Headlights are so much fucking brighter than they used to be. They're just burning into your fucking retinas. It's
I
so
can't even
fucking
drive
stupid.
at night because of them. Fuck the shit.
Oh, it's such bull.
you know?
And you know what? I have astigmatism, so all that shit. It's like a little
Same.
blurry. It's like, oh, is death coming to me? Is this the light? Is this what I'm supposed to see? Okay. And then yeah, sometimes I take the back roads because I feel silly. Don't do it at night. I kind of forget sometimes. I'll go, yeah, the back roads. I'm like, oh, okay. Here come the lights from your fucking Hummer. Why are they like that? We don't need it. We don't need it. But we just have glow in the dark bus.
We have
the glow
glow in
bus.
the dark buses here.
Unfortunately,
Okay,
I think
so
the
they're
glow
not
bus
glow in the
must.
dark.
They don't glow. I think there has to be a little stripe on the side that glows in the dark.
Yes,
now.
there has to be a stripe that glows
But
in the dark.
it's a
I
lot
agree with
calmer
that.
glow in the dark
But
on the inside.
it's not it's not fully uranium green glowing bus.
I would get
barreling
anxiety
down
from
the
that,
street
'cause,
like a
yeah.
shitty oh my god, what's the name of like a shitty Unity render? There we go. Blender, like a shitty Blender render.
Yeah.
I always love when I'm searching for a reference that I know won't even pay off for you.
I know, and I really want to be supportive, so I try not. It's not like a fake laugh. I'm just like really happy for you, but I don't know it
you're
at
happy
all. But
that I
I'm,
got there, and I know you don't know, and that's okay.
yeah, and I'm glad that you know that I don't know.
We're honest with each other on this podcast.
It's-
you know,
it's-
something
it's-
that I think this world is missing.
Okay, fuck driving. If people were a little more honest with each other, we would know when we're going to change lanes, and maybe we would
Be
be such
honest with
dicks
your
about it.
fucking turn signals, okay?
Be fucking honest that you're about to turn. Don't just suddenly break and go, bitch. We're on a hill. Okay, we're going 55. Fucking learn your lesson. Oh, you're going to the Dollar General? Well, maybe hit the brakes a little bit more. And don't be like, skirt, we're here. No, you've got time. It's a big fucking sign. You know what's coming up. I don't even care if you've not been in the area. Okay, I get it. Calm your fucking tits and just be cool about it.
So I think there's one bench that's like the rings of Saturn.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And then can there be a baby seat? A little baby seat that's Pluto? And you can
Of
get
course.
strapped in? Oh,
Of
wait, no, it's a
course.
UFO. You get strapped in like a little rocket.
There's planets
the
like
rocket.
yoga balls. You have to sit on, like the balls outside of Target, you know?
Being
Do
on
they
a
still
yoga...
do the balls outside of Target?
I don't know. I think they got rid of them and now they're just like horrible cylindrical blocks. I'm sure some of them still
Devastating.
exist. Because like, where would you put them? You're like, we're
I just
getting
feel
rid
like
of
I
the
haven't
balls.
seen a big old red Target ball in a while.
Because there's nothing like jumping over
Where'd
it.
she go? What'd they do with her, you know?
Oh, hold on.
Bring her home. There was nothing more joyful than being 9 years old and trying to sit on a Target ball, you know?
Yeah, and you get
I lost
cross-punched.
you for a second.
You did, and I got scared, but I came back. It said that I was lost, but I came back to you. I rode the glow bus, and I found you in the dark. And now we're
Sitting on
together.
a Target ball.
Where do they put them? I know this is aside from the point, but I think it's important. We have a platform. We need to talk about if you get rid of the Target
I thought you were
concrete
talking
balls.
about the buses, but I didn't realize we were still on the Target balls.
Oh.
I was like, on the road.
I'm just curious where you would put them, but I am now going to go back to saying that having a yoga ball on a fucking bus,
Yeah. I think maybe fixed.
a nightmare. Not accessible for most.
Well, but there is a wheelchair accessible section. Okay. There's like
there
two
is.
yoga ball seats. Okay.
Put your toddlers on there. They have room to, like, if they bounce in the air, they're not going to hit the ceiling necessarily. They're shorter. You know, you put someone
Exactly.
who's 6'5" on that thing. Boom, we've got a
There's a
liability.
seatbelt on the yoga ball. What do you guys not understand?
You can be too tall to sit
get
on the
strapped
yoga
into
ball.
a harness
yeah, there's
from
a
the ceiling.
seatbelt. So if you roll back, you're still seated, but you're just kind of like bend
Yeah.
backwards.
They
You're doing
get it.
yoga, which sounds like Yoda. Space. I rest my case. Gloopy.
So true.
You won me.
All
You won
right.
me back on that.
I feel like I did barely anything, but I'm glad I got you on my side.
The Target balls really somehow brought me around.
You got me on. I got you with the Target ball.
You really
I
did.
like how
And
this
now I'm-
episode we're just like making a lot of PSAs. I think it's fun.
It's yeah.
Look, we don't share a lot about our personal lives on this podcast, and we just want to be honest with you all that we really want the Target balls back. I don't think they even really went anywhere, and probably people are going to be like, "They're still there." What are you
There's
guys
this
talking
one
about?
warehouse in Wisconsin that is filled with nothing but the missing Target balls.
Nothing but the missing cement red Target balls.
Unfortunately, they built it on the top of a hill. So one false move, they all come tumbling down. We're having a rollback sale, but it's heading your way now.
Okay, so those are buses. I think one goes to New Smite Distillery. I think one does like community college shit. You know what I mean?
And these
one
buses
goes up the
are on
hill.
top.
I don't know
Yes.
what's up the hill, but it goes up the hill. The classic hill with the serpent and the giant dandelion on the cover art.
Yes. Yes.
The cover art is not canon. I know. We've joked about it. I just need to be clear with everybody because I care too much. The cover art is not canon.
There is no giant frog
There is no giant frog for the record.
yet.
I will not agree to a giant frog.
If it's
Anyway.
a statue, paper mache.
Statue
come
I
back
would
to it.
agree with.
We'll circle back.
We'll chat. All right.
We'll chat.
So, and then I think another one, I guess must run between like something and something else.
Like the
somewhere else.
Clatfartburg Gardens were pretty, I think, like a
Yes,
little
the
far out.
botanical
So there's
gardens.
some
That's
stuff
farther out,
there,
maybe
you
over the
know.
bridge. You know, one of those types of things. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's our bus line handled. What do we think about the ferry? Because I think the ferry is going to be a small operation.
Yeah.
You know,
The
I
ferries.
thought.
So this is where it gets to be hilarious that they just have a fucking lake. And I'm pretty sure we've established this lake. I mean, it's not huge. You can
Well, the
see
lake
across it.
transfers into the river, right?
That's yes. Now the
That
question
goes around
is,
time because the Clatfartburg River Tour goes from lake to river.
yeah, does Herbert have his little hands on this? I don't think he does, and I think he
I don't
has a
think so
little
either.
bit of beef with the ferry because sometimes the ferry. They
I
have,
feel like
a
the ferry is a
schedule.
river only operation.
Oh wow, okay, because they can drop you off at the lake, but then they can just kind of pop back around. Yeah, okay, that's fair. And then it could still have similar stops. You're just taking the waterway, and this is more of a scenic experience, but it's not the
Yes.
tour. It's not the river tour, because you actually are making the stops. How do we want this ferry to look? Are we thinking classic, like Mary Poppins kind of vibe? I don't think they're ever on a ferry, but do you know what I mean? Like that one dress she has, just that her
The red
umbrella.
and white. You're just saying red and white.
I think it should be red and white and have an awning. I think, yeah, that's
The
that's
problem
all
is
I'm
that's
saying,
not
I
very
guess.
different from how I've been picturing. Ooh.
Exactly.
That's not very different from how I've been picturing
Yeah.
the SS Clatfart barge. Is
You
the
know, I'm
problem.
trying to think of like how do we make them different?
Green. How we feeling about green boat?
Green. What if it's a pirate ship?
Okay.
like not a pirate ship, but what if
What
it's
if it is a
like
ship that is entirely unsuited for being public transit?
a schooner?
It's a rowboat.
It's a little dinghy. It's a rowboat. It's a big rowboat. It's the kind that like George Washington crossing the Potomac.
Or is it like a big... Do you remember... Have you ever been to... Well, do you know how Disney World, they just kind of float you across the river on a big, like, raft?
Yes.
Have
Yes.
we considered a raft?
A raft? You know what? It's so horrible. I'm going to go with yes. Because you know what? Look,
I hate
if you're
the
choosing...
raft.
I do hate the raft, actually.
What if it's a flat raft and it just looks like an outdoor, like, you know, when you're at like a fair and there's those like outdoor canopies, and it just looks like one of those, like a tent basically, but without the sides. I don't know what that's called right now.
This thing sounds so unstable.
On top of a raft, and it's powered by a motor, and there's like fences. I'm just trying to think of the
this
worst
sounds like an absolute
possible
nightmare.
water like transport I can think
And
of.
also,
and
when you're
it's
saying
that.
a raft, I'm imagining that they've like done the classic where tying logs together.
Yes.
To do this. Wow, it's so
you don't
horrible.
need to agree to this. You don't need to agree to this for the record. I'm just having fun.
I'm enjoying how horrible this is. I would like to think that they had that situation for like 50 years and then they finally got funding to up it because it didn't pass safety measures. But that is
so
what
they upgraded from a wood raft to a porcelain raft. No, that's not true.
Porcelain.
They did something better. I don't know what boats are made of.
Oh, that just reminded me of dick engineers who were like, oh, okay, we're going to spend 5 minutes. You're going to make a boat and I'm going to make a boat. We're going to send them down the river, okay? And you get your twigs, you put it together, you're like, I made a boat. And then they just grab a leaf and they're like, it floats. That's it. And that's what being an engineer is all about.
Grow up. Have whimsy in your fucking life.
Yeah, my God.
I will say a little leaf as a boat is a whimsical concept. That's some shit that the sparrow men of the Disney fairies would pull. All right, Tank and Bobble.
Have you seen Lion King 2?
I think I did once or twice.
Okay, so there's a great moment where I think Timon and Pumbaa are singing about Mufasa's daughter getting with Kovu, who's like Scar's nephew or something like that. But they're not related because then it's incest. But anyway, it's Kovu's in the Bad Lion Club, but they fall in love. And so they're trying to sing like, don't do it. But there's a moment where they're sitting, it's like one of those like love boat ride kind of things, but it's just a 2-seater and it's like a big leaf and it's heart-shaped. We could do a leaf, but make it have like multiple seats. But I like the idea now of a leaf.
Or giant fucking swan. Swan boats. Make it huge.
Oh my gosh. And then everyone just colloquially calls it the big honker.
Or is this the giant frog? Is this where we bring in the giant frog? It should not look like a boat. I think this shouldn't look like a boat. This should look like just fully an animal going across the ocean, and it's kind of fucking frog. Terrifying.
A giant frog would be horrible. I love it.
Yeah.
Set. So you
can
like
climb up to the top floor and like look through the eye.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is actually important because the frog could be you walk inside of it and it's a boat. I was imagining, we all have to climb on top of a frog. We can't possibly go inside of it.
No, you go inside.
I'm a fool.
You go inside.
You go inside. I love that.
Scrambling, holding dear life for purchase on top of this frog.
It's just a bunch of saddles.
Slimy, slippy.
Bunch of saddles.
No,
I also don't know how boats boat. I like this though. Okay, it's a giant frog.
And it works as a boat and it floats. Don't think about it too hard.
They could call it the Hop-On-Hop-Off Ferry because you have Hop-On-Hop-Off buses. But now a Hop-On-Hop-Off Ferry because it's a little frog. Ribbit.
Yeah, the frog needs to have a name.
Whoever is the captain might happen to just talk like this.
Of course they do. That's the little audio. And it tells you all about frog facts on your way to the lake.
Frogs have a lot of feelings, so be careful and don't disturb the walls or the frog might get angry and sink us into the river to drown a horrible death.
Very cool. And if that happens, you'll have tadpole life-themed life jackets to help you get to safety. They are hidden under your seats.
They're hidden. Go find them. Good luck.
Hunch for Lunch collaborated with us on the life jacket. That's not true.
God, that'd be crazy.
I think that's true. I think the frog does need a name because I think Herbert has fucking beef with this frog. And I need to know. Herbert, the man who runs the historical Clatfartburg tours, just for the record. I'm like giving up on giving context at this point, you know? What do you think? I feel like something occurred to you. Because you got that little look on your face.
I'm resisting an homage. To another frog.
Oh shit. Well, it was an homage to him on the poster. That's why it was on the poster in the first place. I'll allow it.
Fickle grubber.
Oh, it feels like seeing an old friend.
My boy!
Bring him home!
Bring him home!
It's like, look, we are technically the people who are creating this universe. Our influence is going to show up. It's like Fickle Grubber the Frog's going to be here. Yes. The play adaptation of Maurice is going to be on the Factsville Repertory Players next season. Like, that's just how this shit goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is Fickle Grubber the frog. No relation. no relation.
Well, Fickle Grubber is two B's, so it's different.
Exactly. No
and if
relation.
you don't know what we're talking about, bless you and be healthy.
You're
and
lucky.
I'm glad for you. You don't need to know.
I'm happy for you.
It's unnecessary.
Don't click the link in our description for our previous podcast. Don't do it. We warned you.
Don't. Shh. Be careful.
We were different people back then. The vibe was different. Okay.
It was a different time, and it was a media that really corrupted the soul.
We have themed buses. We have our frog ferry. That
really
goes,
quick.
Yes.
I wanna do Herbert's voice saying Fickle Grubber. About most of a Fickle Grubber. Fickle Grubber. Out stupid fairy frog.
We need to wait for the ferry to move. The frog ferry to move.
Now over there you're gonna see the most fucking ugly, disgusting thing. He would never curse on his tour.
No, he would never. He's too good.
You're gonna see the most mother effing grossest thing you're ever gonna see. And I've been in this business long ago. Let me tell you, a frog, it doesn't float, it swims.
Let's all boo it as we go by.
Boo.
So you get booed at by the tours, too. But because the boat moves too damn fast, there's like a Doppler effect on it. Yeah. So, you know. Have we ever considered the ferries actually moving 80 miles an hour? Wait, the historical
crazy.
tours are actually faster than the ferry.
That's
which I
really
actually
funny.
think is true.
That's great.
Okay, so we have that established. Also, I do think
Perfect.
there's like observation windows throughout the frog, just so you guys know that.
Yes.
So now, I think we talk trolley and then we talk transportation center.
Love it. Okay, trolley. It needs to have a bell that needs to go clang clang. It's something I would like to request, regardless of theme, etc. What if? It doesn't necessarily have a theme. I'm just trying to think of like what's its ambiance, what's its era? Because whenever I think of trolleys, I just think of whimsy. I think of a different world. I think
you
of
think of movie musicals.
I do think of it because they're in every fucking musical.
Yeah, if there's Wonka had one. I hate to bring him up again.
Yeah, they had it though. You know, meet me in St. Louis.
Didn't he drop out of the floor of the trolley? Sorry, we're not going to talk about this. Yeah.
Well, we opened it up. Close it.
Put
it back.
Thing back on.
Put it back in the box.
We said it would be 5 years.
5 years. You know, okay, since we're making PSAs, quick PSA to those of you who reached out talking about how there's potentially a sequel. We've seen it and we are affected.
Yes.
We don't think it'll happen, but we're
our official policy is still 3 to 5 episodes tops. If the second one comes out, that's all you're getting.
Yes.
Just to set our expectations now. I'm going to be honest. I hope it dies a fiery death in development hell.
Same.
Wish all you well who worked on it get different and better projects.
It doesn't need a sequel. I think a sequel would ruin it. But
I think it'd be bad. But you know what? It's so funny considering we came out of that podcast being like, we like Wonka. And now we're like, don't fucking come near us again. Don't knock down our fucking doors. We hope you die a death in development hell.
Like, it's just funny because we know we're only going to do the 4 to 5 episodes, but it does feel like taking on another 115.
Yeah, it's just I'm going to have to think about it, and people are going to message me about it. That's all it is, really.
Yeah. Okay, so this trolley.
Anyway, the trolley.
This trauma trolley. I think it should be free. I think of all the public transportations, the trolley should be free, and it takes you around downtown, so you can kind of get to all the basic stuff.
I think it should be free for Clatfartburg residents. Maybe.
Ooh, I like that.
So that encourages out-of-towners to use the bus system, but the trolleys is more of it's kind of to help manage demand, and it's like
that's smart. Yeah. Is there like a little red thing that goes burp, burp, burp if you're not from Clatfartburg, and they're like, oh, you owe us $1.50.
I guess maybe. I was just thinking maybe you need like a trolley pass or something to get on it. You need to show proof of ID to get on it.
Oh, yeah.
But
okay, so the trolley pass is free if you... It's like a library card. You can buy one if you don't live in the area and pay it
or
like
if you
a
have
lot
a
of extra
library
money.
card. Just like anything, yeah. Like, you know.
But then you can have the trolley pass. You get it for free if you're in Clatfartburg. You just gotta pick it up. Okay, I like that. I like it. Okay, so you go on this trolley. If cotton candy machines, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm thinking I was thinking
16th century monasteries. So like we're having different vibes in our heads right now.
16th century monastery. So you're like,
I don't know.
Like
I was thinking something
castles?
like very like Yeah, like very like
Pews?
castle-y. Well, okay, I was
That's
thinking
crazy. I
vampire,
love it.
but not in an interview with a vampire way, in like a Bram Stoker Dracula way, but like the set dressing up Bram Stoker
Okay, so, like,
Dracula.
a
Because I always
gothic-
associate Trolley with like 1920s, and I was like,
Yeah.
what's not that? And I was like,
1620s. Okay, I
Gothic
like this.
castle.
Like Gothic castle. I love this. It's got
there are
like,
full candelabras on the wall-mounted
hell
sconces
yeah.
between the windows.
Don't worry, it's not real fire. And then like the chairs are really ornate wood design. They're like weirdly tall. Comfy though. Are they? Yeah. Meh. Ish.
Enough.
Enough. It's enough. And then just really cool organ music is playing the whole time. Like
Yes.
basically the Interstellar soundtrack.
Yeah.
Is going on. And
I love that.
Yeah, it's really fun when you get a bunch of like kids from summer camp hopping on there, and it's just the vibe is wild, you know? That's so crazy. What is the outside also just like, is it like painted on stone, or have they like attached stone
To the outside?
or even if it's fake stone, like does it have texture? Or is it just a pattern print on?
I don't know.
You know what
I
mean?
was picturing a kind of normal trolley on the outside, but I'm flexible.
Oh, like completely normal on the outside. You walk in, you're like, where the fuck did we go?
Yeah. That's
I
what
do
I was
like
thinking.
that. I like that a lot. That's crazy.
I think the trolleys are the ones that are the least obtrusive to like you're doing daily transport there. Like they're the easiest ones to get used to, whereas the underwater bus is like a lot if you're trying to go to work, you know?
That's fair. I think it's still a lot. In my
I think
opinion.
it's still a lot, but I'm saying relative.
Yeah, the
of the
glow bus.
transportation system
It's
opposite.
definitely different. You can get used to it. Yeah. It's got the dark academia.
It doesn't have like full underwater CFAX track going on every time you go anywhere.
Yeah,
It's just got casual organ music, you know?
casual organ music. There's a little pianist in the corner, just doing
There's
his
a
thing.
player piano.
Oh, that's so
The
good.
pianola.
It's Cole Papageno on a tiny little piano, because that's right, our
No,
king
he's
of the
on
side
the party
hustle.
bus, Elaine. He's on the
He's
party
on
bus.
the party bus. Cole Papageno, our side hustle king.
So we've covered those. So now this leads us down to the transportation center. So I'm thinking this is where our bus lines many originate.
Yes.
And maybe a trolley will take you down to there. And additionally, the train. The train station is around here. And I do think this is accessible walking to the town as well.
Yes.
The
I
ferry
would like to
is not
clarify-
accessible.
No, the ferry is honestly the worst option, but people do it
But there's
anyway.
like a walkable path from the transportation center to the ferry. So it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
crazy.
it's a little stone path or something. I would like to clarify that this train looks like a classic choo-choo train. It's not a little
Yes.
bullet train. Okay, cool. I wanted to check in on that because I do enjoy
I
a
believe so.
choo-choo. Perfect.
And I think it is regional. I think it's regional. Like, so it's not,
Yeah,
I don't think
you're
the
not
train is
gonna-
Clatfartburg owned. Like, this is a normal train.
Yes.
Like, we can't really talk about that. I feel like we've kind of buried ourselves into a corner, but I don't think the train is Clatfartburg, you know? I think it is accessible to outside sensibilities.
Yes. Okay, so you had mentioned a gift shop.
Oh,
You
yes.
know I love a gift shop. So you can obviously get all your t-shirts there.
There's some general Clatfartburg merch, too. You know what I mean? Like, because this is like a place where many people enter Clatfartburg. You know, this is also
Yeah.
many people like the airport bus. God, which wait, no, the train goes to the airport. Okay, train goes to the airport. So this is many people's first time, because I was like, could you imagine a Clatfartburg bus picking you up from the airport? That'd be fucking hell.
That would be too much at 5 a.m.
Way too much for 5 a.m.
Too much. I'm thinking, obviously, we have our crispy conductor all around. I think that he's like painted onto the walls and he's giving you fun little facts. I think he's
giving you directions.
Directions, yes. He's like, if you need to go to the loo, it's over here, haha. And things like that. Don't forget your children, haha. It's you know, aside from that, I don't know how like campy or just
Do
like.
you think? Okay, I just had an idea where when the train pulls into the station, they have some speakers that absolutely blast at the windows of the train, like "Welcome to Clatfartburg," because they wouldn't let them install it on the train.
and this is
That
the way
has
to
like
go
a
around
crispy
it.
voiceover. Please make sure if you're exiting now to check your underseat compartment to ensure you're not leaving anything behind. We hope you have a crispy, delicious day in our lovely town. And it's like, oh my god,
Crispy,
you know.
delicious. Yeah.
I also think there's some like genuinely highbrow artwork because I always love that when you go and there's like a giant fucking like sculpture and you're like, who paid for this? I wish we still paid for things like this, you know? Why don't we do this anymore, you know?
I really want there to be really fun bridges, like those little like arch bridges that somehow you could like sometimes like walk over like a train literally to get to another platform. You don't have to, but I think those are some they're fucking crazy and unnecessary sometimes, but I think that'd be really fun.
But yes, I do think there's beautiful archways. I think they have like different art installations that come in as well. Maybe there's an animatronic of the month.
Yes, and mimes. There's mimes.
There's mimes.
One mime. There's one mime.
One mime.
This is where we get all our buskers and stuff. We have one mime. We have somebody who's doing drums on upside down buckets, and they're amazing. They're absolutely so good at what they do.
They're incredible.
They're incredible.
Now the mime. Do we want to name this mime, or is this a mime we want to forget about as soon as this episode is over?
We're gonna name this mime. We're gonna name this mime.
What have I done recently?
I think you did.
I've done first name, so you're on first name duty. I'm on last name duty.
Okay.
I feel like maybe a female mime. We don't get many women mimes.
Yeah, let's bring in the women.
Breaking glass ceilings.
Okay, Lane, think of a woman outside of your personal life. You can do it.
I have a crazy last name that I don't know if I feel okay saying.
Here we go. Bertha
Le Couscous. So
Bertha Le Couscous.
The classic mime, Bertha Le Couscous.
Bertha Le Couscous. And it's great because she doesn't wear a black and white striped shirt. She wears a white and black striped shirt.
Whoa! Innovator alert!
Crazy. The nicest gloves.
But Bertha Le Couscous is a legend in the area. You know what I mean? Like she is.
Oh yeah.
She is respected. Is it for her art or for her persistence? More the second.
I had a crazy vision just now.
Say it.
And this can get vetoed, but I was just thinking Bertha Le Couscous might not be recognized outside of her makeup the same way that Barnacle Crispin is not recognized outside of his suit. But what if they're together?
Whoa. Because I was picturing Bertha Le Couscous as 60 years old.
I also was thinking she's older.
I love this intergenerational romance between Bertha Le Couscous and Barnacle Crispin.
Look, I mean, Barnacle Crispin has the vibe of somebody who would date someone very much older than him. I mean,
he definitely would.
He would.
That's so true. I cannot think of a better pair. So yes, Bertha Le Couscous and Barnacle Crispin are a couple. This is so dumb.
This is so fucking dumb.
So yeah, the transportation episode is where they establish the character of the mime Bertha Le Couscous and that she's actually partners with Barnacle Crispin, a man over 30 years her senior.
You know, if anybody out there wants to draw a character tree,
terrifying,
go for it. I support it.
We've started
we'll share
keeping
it.
a spreadsheet to keep track of our own shit we've established because I sometimes look on there and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what that
absolutely
is.
Crazy. You know, like, and will we ever come back to Bertha Le Couscous? Who's to say? Maybe not.
Who's to say? But if Barnacle Crispin comes up, now we can read a paragraph-long description that talks about his exploits and explains he has a 67-year-old partner named Bertha Le Couscous who's a mime at the transportation center. A mime at the transportation center. It's really, I'm a mime at the transportation center. As if there's any other place one could be a mime.
She pretends to tug on the train.
Night. Oh, that's really good.
She to tug on the train.
Actually, I like that. She has a Wednesday night engagement at the Lamarck Ridge Cabaret, though, for the record.
Oh, yeah. She's mime, but in burlesque. That's something you don't see every day. She's not great at her names, but burlesque Le Couscous.
Berthalesque.
Berthalesque. And that's what she wrote, you know?
Get a good pun on me every 3 months.
It's good.
Okay, so is there anything else about the transportation center we need to stop? Oh my god, restaurant. What is the food options at this transportation center? Are we talking prepackaged sandwiches? Are we talking vending machines? Are we talking an actual restaurant?
I want insane fucking vending machines. I want vending machines with hard-boiled eggs. I want vending machines with, like, the coffee, but they, like, drop it down, and you have to watch it, and it's just like, what if this spills? What happens? Like, what dreams do you have?
I am actually imagining a small quick service location, but that's just because I do feel like it needs one for me to be happy.
I mean, there could be multiple. Yeah,
I don't
there could
think
be. I mean, there's more than one food option.
I don't think it's really notable. Do you know what I mean? I think it's like the equivalent of like a Dunkin' Donuts, but not, or like a Wawa deli section. Do you know what I mean? But not Wawa.
You know what? I know Clatfartburg avoids brands, but I love Wawa so much, and you love Wawa. There could just be a little Wawa bar.
No, but here's the thing: if we put a Wawa in there, we are region locking Clatfartburg.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
I don't think it's in Pennsylvania or New Jersey.
Okay, Clatfartburg has their own level of a gas station and food place that is like a Wawa, but it is not a Wawa, and we will talk about that later at some point. But we
will discuss. And there is a franchise of the non-gas portion here of some of their foods.
Cool.
I like that we're like closed for future renovation and updating and explaining. We'll crack that one in about 6 months.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, sandwich. I like that. Sandwiches. There should be one ridiculous food that's in the like grab and go that you're like, really?
Oh,
like what's like a taco
bolognese?
Salad in the shell thing. What's like the worst thing to use is I'm going to be sitting on a bus.
A to-go bread bowl with mushroom soup. That's pretty bad, right?
That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough.
Great vegan options at this restaurant. I don't know why. I just need to establish it every once in a while. They've really got that shit on lock because I love Wawa, but it has really let me down in the vegan department. Just let me order a bowl of beans without your extra cheese, please. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's good. I think, is there a vending machine I really want? I think I want a vending machine that makes you soup. I want a soup vending machine. And they give it to you in a coffee cup. You have to sip it.
Yeah, I mean, give it a handle.
Like it, and you'll take it.
You're going to fucking love it. You do. Okay, I would love it if they gave you mugs and then you have to return it.
Commemorative mug. Yes, you can purchase a commemorative mug at the train station, but otherwise you must return it on your way out.
You
rent a mug.
That's how people can get their Clatfartburg chowder as well.
Yes,
slurping it through a vending machine
in your commemorative crispy chowder cup.
You know what's great about that vending machine is that there's just a person inside of the box.
Yeah. There's
like
a window in the back. It's humane, and it's a large box.
It's totally humane. It's totally humane. It does beg the question, could it have just been a little booth stall thing? Yeah, but no, it's a vending machine. You know, they're still working on the tech. The tech broke down a little bit. It will get fixed, but in the meantime,
that's where
Elijah Pankin needs to find a way to pay for community college. And so
Bertha LaCouscous works in one on her breaks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she does a little hand choreography, too. It's really fun.
Wait, do the hands come out of the vending machine? Because if so, that's fucked.
That's so crazy. I don't know. It has
to be they put it in a compartment and the compartment slides out. I cannot abide by hands.
No, I that's too crazy.
If we're doing a vending machine illusion, Clatfartburg is too
people
good to have the hands
people
be visible.
Don't know. Yeah, people don't know that there's a human back there because that's a bridge too far. That's
big expose happens there. They have to sign an NDA before you get the job.
Botticini Barge. This is the next documentary he's working on.
The hands that feed.
Whoa.
The true story of the Clatfartburg vending machines.
Oh my God. I need everyone to know also that Felicia and I have both sunk so deep into our seats.
We're on the bottom third of the screen. We're both holding our microphones, which isn't always typical. I'm not normally a microphone holder. It just felt like the energy today.
Yeah, same. It did. Because honestly, public transportation for some reason sounds so calming. I know it's not. In reality, I'd probably be really stressed about it.
But the transportation we have made is not calming. It's the opposite of calming.
It is the opposite of calming.
I don't want to go in any of these places when I have a panic attack, except for maybe the trolley. The trolley actually sounds kind of soothing.
Yeah. And I feel like the train.
Rank them by which one you'd most like to have a panic attack on and least like to have a panic attack on.
Ooh, yeah.
Because for me, most like to have a panic attack on is obviously the trolley. Least is really stuck between the underwater bus or the frog ferry.
The frog is the nightmare.
Yeah,
I think the frog is the nightmare for me. I think if we had to rank also,
the panic attack is happening for unrelated reasons.
Yeah. I think of the transportations, the frog, just in general, is the worst option. For me personally. I'm sure there's some sick fuck out there who's like, this is the best. Yeah, for all. Yeah. It's shocking. Again, it was just a raft before this.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's just built on top of the raft, you know? So it's not like...
The raft's innards are still...
We preserved the raft as part of the frog. I don't know who that is, but there's someone.
Well, Fickle Grubette.
No.
I don't like absolutely not. I hated it the second it came out. It's like Toad and Toadette. You couldn't have tried harder. Come up with a better name. Here's a PSA. Hey, Nintendo. What the fuck? Why do you have a little character that's got a mouth that's just for sucking? Horrible things have been said, okay? And then Toad and Toadette, really? Also, fuck Baby Mario. I hate that character.
I agree. Fuck Baby Mario. Honestly, fuck all the baby characters. I think I've said this on podcasts before. I don't like any of the babies. I was a Koopa Troopa main in Mario Kart because it was the only one that was small, so I could read it as a child like I was, and he didn't cry when the races ended, and I thought that's good sportsmanship, you know? Because I didn't need them to show how bad I was doing, you know? Like when they were crying, I was like, yeah, I know I did bad. Suck it up. I'm not upset. Yeah. Why are you upset? And the Koopa Troopa just kind of went like, okay. And I was like, that's my ride or die. And now I play as Dry Bones to show my maturation as a person.
I love that. I played as Princess Peach for a long time because she cried peaches, and I'm a feminist. And then I moved on to, I liked Koopa Troopa, and then I like Koopa Wizard right now and Shy Guy. Oh, look, guys, you learned so much about us this episode.
Wow. It's like a milk reveal.
Wow.
I'm cutting out the milk reveal because they don't know what we're talking about, but... Well,
Jess. Okay.
After all those PSAs and everything being said, I feel like we've done a great job establishing the public transport in Clatfartburg. I would say this is one of our bad ones. Like, we've done a lot of ones recently that are objectively cool and good. I think this one sucks a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think this would be a pro for me on visiting Clatfartburg.
Oh,
even though
yes. I thought you said everything we just thought of was sucking.
No,
and I was like,
no. I'm saying like sucking as an experience living through it.
This is the like, Clatfartburg does have public transportation, but you do have to put up with...
You do have to put up with the fact that they think everywhere is a theme park opportunity, you know?
Yes. Yes. No, I totally agree with you. I think that it would be fun visiting, and then after that I'd be done. Because I will put up with like some loud noises and stuff sometimes. I'm okay with it. But I do think it would get old very quickly. And again, if I'm in the wrong mindset and I'm like, I'm not going to sob about a heartbreak while I'm on the underwater bus. So maybe that's good. I don't know. But I'm going to feel weird about it.
You know, maybe it's like me listening to Beastie Boys during the worst year of my life all the time. You know?
That's true. Like, what if it's like a hard reset?
Measure. Yeah, it does. It is so baffling. It takes you out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting. Crazy.
Well, anyway. If you have any more suggestions or things you would like to see on Clatfartburg, you can email us at clatfartburg@gmail.com. And if you want to see more bonus content, you can go to clatfartburg.com. We put out a bunch of bonus content. We just released an episode talking about the Alien Club's Comet viewing party.
New character drops.
Character drops. Jude Law plays one of them, just for the record. Not on the podcast. God. We just established he looks like Jude Law. And we do establish the first alien drag queen.
Yes.
So, well, not the first. The first for Clatfartburg, I'm sure.
The first for yes.
So that's a fun one. You can also email us at clatfartburg@gmail.com to send us your listener headcanons. And we actually have one today. This is from our listener, Phoebe. And this is their headcanon. They say, I think the New Smythe Distillery has a real wasp problem. And that's really astute of you. Because I think they definitely do.
Bougier than bees. And scarier.
Yeah. Threatening.
Because they're not going to... They're like
and
bees.
It seems like something they wouldn't know how to deal with. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. They're just like... They run inside.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, when you're on that absinthe and you see a bunch of wasps...
Bad place. Do not go. So yeah, if you have any more headcanons like that you want to send us, paragraph or less ideally, but if you feel really inspired, go for it. We appreciate it all. You can email us at clatfartburg@gmail.com.
Well, thank you for visiting.
Thank you for visiting Clatfartburg. And stand clear of the closing doors.
Don't forget to tip your driver. Maybe. You already paid. But we're going to have one of those iPads that asks you to tip still, and you're going to feel pressure about it.
Oh, that'll be a bus. Oh.
Not a fucking bus.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Stay crispy. Crispy-licious.